A new signal to the West. Russia just released video of this test launch of a new intercontinental ballistic missile called Satan II by NATO. It's capable of carrying 10 to 15 nuclear warheads. This was the second test of the missile since December. In Moscow, the American ambassador to Russia is protesting the country's one-for-one response and the expulsion of diplomats over the poisoning of a former Russian spy. Russia has ordered 60 U.S. embassy staff out of the country and will close the American consulate in Saint Petersburg.
That follows the U.S. expulsion of 60 Russians, part of a worldwide effort to condemn the Kremlin for the nerve agent attack on Sergei Skripal and his daughter in England. Charlie Daggett is in Moscow. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the Kremlin this morning said they weren't the ones to initiate a diplomatic war. They were forced to take retaliatory steps in response to what they called hostile, illegal actions by Washington. The Kremlin has so far left little room for compromise. Vladimir Putin has given those 60 U.S. diplomats a week to pack their bags and get out. The retaliation exceeded tit-for-tat. Shutting down the U.S. consulate in Saint Petersburg is a much bigger deal than closing the Russian consulate in Seattle. It's not only far larger, it was the first U.S. mission opened here. The nerve agent attack against a former Russian spy turned the streets of Salisbury, England, into a toxic crime scene that has since triggered the worst diplomatic crisis since the Cold War. President Trump avoided any mention of the poisoning when he congratulated President Putin on his election victory, which made the hardline international reaction more surprising.
There's been enough there to not only convince the United States, but about 25 other countries that have taken similar actions, that there's enough evidence to believe that the Russian state was behind this action in Salisbury.
Actually, 28 countries in all that have expelled more than 150 Russian diplomats since the attack. The Russians vehemently deny any involvement and insist the backlash is nothing more than a Washington-orchestrated bullying campaign over its allies.
You don't believe that there's a level of distrust against Russia?
I think that this is what is the main goal of the United States and Great Britain, to make Russia be regarded on the world stage, international stage, like, you know, a hooligan.
Now, there's some good news to report about Yulia Skripal, the daughter of the poisoned spy. Doctors say her condition is improving, but that too is an issue. The Russians are demanding that the British government allow them to see her, saying she is a Russian citizen. Norah?
All right, Charlie Daggett in Moscow, thank you.